Welcome back to the ESL ESEA Dubai Invitational, celebrating the end and start of the Pro League, kicking off into Season 2. It's going to be coming at the September 15th, we'll be kicking that one off. But right now, the Grand Final is underway, and we have just completed our second map in this best-of-5 final. This one going the way of the Polish side, Virtus.Pro, and TSM. They've got a couple of things to think about after that one, Vendetta.
Yeah, but they still shouldn't be too down on themselves. They knew going into that even though statistics would say that they are pretty favored map on the map because they haven't lost yet in an official game. So obviously,
there it is.
But they know themselves that how comfortable they feel from results in practice and that type of stuff. So I don't think they're going to put too much weight on what went down right now. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be the end of the world for them.
If you look at the actual map itself, it was very, very close. It was simply down to, personally for me, I thought it was down to that individual triple kill from Snax. Yeah. Because it just started to go back and forth. Economies were both being broken both sides. If TSM would have picked it up, if Snax hadn't just suddenly pulled off this triple kill, suddenly VP's economy would have been broken, TSM would have been healthy. And once you get a healthy CT economy, you're very much in control on train. So it could easily be their way back into it. But that one little play sent TSM into a double eco round, I think it was, and then went the pistols, but they were into double eco, and suddenly it was 14, 15 rounds for VP.
That very moment, in fact, you turned to me, Halvor, and you just went, that was dumb. That was dumb.
Yeah, no, it's more like, obviously, great play by Snax. Can't discredit him, but I still think that was fairly poorly played by TSM. There's no way Snax should be able to allow to make plays those like 2 turns and kill 3 people in total. There's no way he should be able to do that. But he, somehow managed, so credit to him, and TSM will probably regret not doing better in that situation, because obviously, as Lee pointed to, that was a massive swing in the game. Completely broke their economy. They ended up doing a bunch of weird force buys.
Weird force pistols, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that's partly because they're falling so far behind that they just kind of need a lucky win to get back into it. Otherwise, like Moses alluded to, VP are just going to get too solid of an economy to ever be threatened at that point again. So, massive implications for TSM.
And talking about kind of economy while we're touching on the subject, how important is an AWP on that CT side? I always feel like train is one of those maps, there's just so much distance, especially on towards, that B side, that, an AWP must be almost a necessity.
I think you can play train in so many different ways that it's not really a necessity. It's very dependent on you having a mobile AWPer, in my opinion. I think that's going to be the only kind of AWPer is going to be useful on a map like train. But I definitely think you can make it work even without an AWPer. So you can have the guy in the rotation just playing a Colt, because oftentimes there's going to be smokes if they're going towards the inner side. Both upper and lower are going to be smoked off. You're not going to have that much of a impact with the off unless you get lucky through smokes in any case. So you might as well, play up close with the Colt, and you're going to have the time to do that.
And that, I mean, that kind of quite happily moves us into our third map, which we're going to be going into. I think any kind of closing thoughts on train? You said already, it's just kind of, you expected VP to do well. They've done one better. They have picked up that win quite comfortably. A couple of different rounds, and that could have been a completely different game. Anything else from you, Lee, or is it ready? Is it time for Dust2?
I mean, it is time for Dust2, but it's like, is that what we were talking about at the start? It's like there was a chance for a 3-0. Now does it suddenly play into Virtus.Pro's favor? Suddenly, I mean, Dust2, I think we've got to assume TSM are going to pick up Dust2, but Virtus.Pro have been very vocal over the last few months of how much they've worked on Dust2. I remember back at the Pro League finals just a few months back, they were like, we worked on Dust2, we really worked on it. So they were happy. It's the one we were expecting to be banned. They were happy to allow TSM have it. Now, TSM obviously got beat 16-7 by NIP yesterday. It was a pretty convincing win, but that was down to a great T side. Are VP going to have a great T side? Because in the past, they've generally struggled.
It's going to be, well, yeah, definitely is. And I'm still kind of iffy about TSM's Dust2. I don't think it's as strong as people like to say it is.
Moses.
Moses is definitely not alone in that.
I was going to say, I think you've just thrown down the gauntlet.
No, he's definitely not alone in thinking that TSM are probably the best Dust2 team in the world. But I'm not of that opinion. I've never really been that impressed by how TSM play, especially their CT side on Dust2. I think their T side can be absolutely phenomenal, but their CT side is so wobbly that I don't really know what to make of it. And that's kind of why I'm unsure as to how confident I feel in TSM going into this game. There's no doubt to me at this point that VP are the favored team to win this, most likely in a 3-2 fashion.
You know I'm going to press on that. You know you're going to press on that. Wobbly CT side, TSM. Let's kind of try and walk me through a little bit about what makes it so wobbly. Because their T side, the points that Moses was making is that because of the way TSM plays, they always keep the CT side guessing. He suggested that they can go for peaks long, they take C's long control, they have a lot of plays towards long whereby they can kind of worm their way in towards A. On the side of CT, what is it that you consider wobbly?
It's kind of the same deal ever since Kerrigan joined that team. They went from being, you know, the CT side team to being a much better T side team because they were so much more fluid. They actually had flexibility to their play. You can see that on Inferno as well. They're so good on that T side. They always get 7 to 8 rounds. And they always do it in a variety of ways. And it's the same thing with Dust2. Their CT play on Dust2, and this is something, you know, from talking to them, they said for ages that, you know, eventually in a game we're going to end up giving up too much space on catwalk. And teams are going to abuse that to no end. And when we start accounting for it, you know, maybe we boost up people long short, all that type of stuff. It doesn't take too much time for the other teams to figure out another way to abuse our other weak points then. So they haven't really found that good balance between how to really hold down that A bomb site, and they're really struggling with it. So I'm worried for them.
It's exactly what NIP did yesterday. Just catwalk all the way. They tried long A once. Kerrigan completely snarled them up in pit, held up 3 people for a long time. Went back to catwalk, and they just kept hitting catwalk. They did a couple of mid-runs as well, and then obviously switched to B, but catwalk was the main way. And obviously Virtus.Pro would have looked at that map yesterday. Obviously they were preparing for Fnatic, so probably had other things in their mind rather than just like, well, you know, if we reach the final, this is what we're going to look at. But they will have gone back, they would have looked at demos, they'd have seen TSM a whole lot of times. And these are veterans of the scene, so they definitely know how they're going to play. And like you said, if we know that, they definitely know that.
So yeah, obviously TSM could have looked at things, then they could have changed it. Because, you know, they themselves have identified several of their issues on these maps. So, but yeah, again, it's going to be interesting to see whether or not they've been able to shape up properly, or if VP have worked as hard on Dust2 as they said they have, because they could still be the same team that we, again, are iffy about on Dust2, and that's kind of why they've gone to ban that map over and over again, pretty much every tournament they play. So.
I'm intrigued. I feel like a statement has been made by Virtus.Pro. It's the same thing you said before, where they didn't take Dust2 out. You were almost convinced that Dust2 was going to be VP's choice to eliminate. Instead, what was it they got rid of instead? Inferno. Yeah, which was surprised a lot of people, not only here at the desk, but as well overall in the community as well. I've seen a lot of feedback saying, "Oh, that was an interesting decision to take Inferno out of the running."
No, not impressed, but you know, it confused TSM as well. Because I was talking to them, but they came back and they were like, they vetoed Inferno? Like, okay.
Right. Kerrigan has a stack of paper, by the way. I don't know if you guys know. Like, I just walked past the stage, and he's sitting there rifling through these documents and just sitting there talking to Device, like, pointing all these bullet points. At some point, I don't know if we'll ever get the chance to, is just to see what these in-game leaders are writing down, because it would be so interesting, but also it would be so stupid if they showed us it. But I really, really want to have a little.
It's just pictures of, you know, cats.
Can you imagine if you have like a cameraman accidentally catches it and you just see lots of just scribbles, like just the multicolored rainbows and stuff?
I'm pretty sure that's what Anders and Semblers were talking about the other week. It's just like lots of pictures of cats. That's all it said. Just flicking through, big smiles on their faces. Good cat.
Yeah. That's actually how we do a lot of our prep, isn't it, Lee? We just flick through lots of cute animal pictures and then look like we're working really hard.
Edit/or.
Yeah, that works. That works. I like that one a lot. Or there's a eye bleach as well. That works for me. Anyway, it's time for us to head into the crowd as they are looking equally as excited as we are to get into map 3. It'll be Dust2. Sean, how's it going down there?
Hi, Alex. How's it going? Here it is, as you see, absolutely exciting. Guys, are we enjoying this? Yeah! It is fantastic. And of course, if you want to be part of esports, you can. You can right now head over to esl.gg/Dubai challenge, where you can get VIP, all paid, everything tickets to Intel Extreme Masters San Jose, where there'll be Counter-Strike and League of Legends. Who doesn't want that? You guys want that? Yeah! Now, we also have one of these. If you know what this is, then you know what this is. Everybody wants these. Sir, what's your name? Dali. Hello, Dali. What's your name, sir?
Rennis.
Hello. We're going to do 1 round of rock, paper, scissors. Are you guys ready? I'll count you in. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wraps and gets it. There you go. You can get involved. Reach out to us via social media, all the usual channels, Twitter, Facebook. Let us know how you're enjoying the show. We love hearing from you, just like these guys here. Should we do it one more time? Yalla, yalla. Guys, I think these guys are ready. I'm imagining those teams are ready, one apiece. This is going to be exciting, which means it's time to hand over to the dynamic duo of Anders and Moses.
Thank you very much, Sean. What an exciting crowd. Some great stuff going on in the background. Moses, you enjoying that?
Yeah, they're having some fun.
Oh, definitely, but not as much fun as I think we're about to have here. It's Dust2 now between TSM and Virtus.Pro. You guys are ready for it here. Third map in the best-of-5 grand finals, and we've all predicted that it's probably going to go to all 5 maps. And I mean, so far it's looking likely. Yeah,
and it's been back and forth, and now it's back on a TSM on their Dust2. And I mean, they struggled a lot with it, as strong as they are against NIP.
They did, and for my money's worth, a lot of it was down to that B defense that I just was raining on.
You really don't like that?
No,
just
it makes
grinds
me
your
upset.
gears.
Even thinking about it now, you know, I get a little bit upset just doing that. I mean, we've already going to be ready here with the knife round, obviously, on Dust2, so no time wasted. If you are just joining us, then you're right on time for the third map here at the ESL ESEA Dubai Invitational, and it's Dust2.
It's actually funny you bring up that B defense, because I remember we were watching that with Fnatic, and even they were just like, I don't know how they think that defense at B is going to be consistently successful for them.
No, I don't know. I mean, they must have gone through it a couple of times. They realized quickly on Overpass that the beef defense wasn't working, so if they've looked through their own demos against NIP and other teams too, they must know by now that there's something not quite working. I'd much rather try and see, instead of playing passively in the B bomb side, I'd much rather have them play slightly more reactively, and if they know that B split is coming, they have to sort of fight one way or the other. They can't just stay still like they do.
Yeah, it's kind of like pick your poison. Are you going to go put the pressure on those tunnels, or are you going to put the pressure out towards mid and try and stop them from getting into the site?
Yeah.
And also, I mean, even that in that bomb site, it depends a lot on whether you have the smoke or the Molotov. A lot of teams now just smoking or Molotoving the door and just watching the window for that timing.
Yeah, and I mean, that would even be preferable. I just want them to, try and switch it up, and we're going to be looking for it because we've got a pretty good idea now about how they used to hold. So we'll see if it's going to be any kind of change. Virtus.Pro, they get to start on that terrorist side. So what do you make of that? It's a good way. I mean, Dust is another one of those maps where it's not exactly easy with the Glock to get close to CT players.
No, it's not. But you know, I like it because they've seen the weakness. We all know TSM's weaker side on this map is the CT side. The scary half out of TSM is on that offensive. The offensive when they're doing their A takes. Those are very, very frightening, and especially their delayed takes out long are very effective. So Virtus.Pro picking terrorists to start with not only takes away TSM's best half, but it gives them a great chance to start out strong and get a good lead in the first half.
Cajun actually seeing that no one's running towards A long. You must have seen that, so they know it's going to be B push, and already Dupree with a good headshot, but TS, they're just running in here. Taz getting the refrag, and there's so many bullets in these Glocks. Snacks finally going down, and Cajun with another 2 kills. I'm not sure how, but TSM managed to defend this bomb site. It's now a 1v3, and Pasha peeking out against 3 players from the CT side. That's going to solve it. I thought for sure those Glocks were going to come out on top.
Oh yeah, that was a very precarious situation for TSM. At any point, that could have turned the tides towards Virtus.Pro. I mean, they basically were getting aggressive into tunnels right into a B rush, and at that, you're exactly right. The Glock's at that range with that many bullets. I mean, Cajun, I think he's the one that fell back and got behind the car over towards Closet. He's lucky to get away from his life, much less grab a second kill.
Now they've got the scout in play, whereas VP armor and a little bit of a mix in pistols. They did not get the bomb plant down, so no option, or at least no immediate option to buy in the third round. They're going to be waiting a little bit longer here. So it's a solid start for TSM. And looks like it might be a B split already. That smoke up towards the tiny window, there's a huge indication that there's a B split coming. And Device is playing close to middle and smoke this time around. And I like seeing that. Much rather have him do that. Inside the bomb site, Dupree is going to pick up a kill as well. Device in the middle, and Dupree just mowing them down. That P90 is so effective. Taz should be falling. He actually takes 2 with him, and a lot of damage here. So great play by Taz.
Yeah, if you can get 1 more as well. Although there's Dupree getting aggressive out the doors with that P90, just sprays him down. But a really, really good defense. And Taz just doing whatever he can, gets those 2 kills. But yeah, just playing right behind that smoke. That was brutal. I mean, no one was able to come through it. No one knew where he was, and he just had a great angle to find some frags.
Going to put us into the third round. Still no bomb plant for VP, obviously. And this round, they're going to be playing without armor, although Taz does have a deagle. And if you've been watching up until this point, you'll know what's already at the back of my mind. He's sneaking into middle. He's hit a bunch of headshots, both on first and second map with this particular pistol. And he's going to get closer to the middle, looking for a shot there. Body on device, not going to kill anybody. And they'll fall back. It seems like TSM are aware one might be up as well.
Oh, it's not even on these eco rounds. Even if you don't get a headshot with that deagle, it's almost like a scout. It brings him to about half HP, so that's a pretty easy cleanup for a P250 or a Tech 9 swinging out on him. So they've got to play passive now. But I mean, getting Neo, look at the damage that's been done to Bialy and Snacks. They're so low. This is another good anti-eco for TSM, where they're going to be able to stabilize the money that they're trying to build up.
And if they can come out with everybody alive, maybe towards the end it'd be nice if Karrigan could pick up a couple of kills. And I'm actually kind of happy he's playing this aggressively, because he's got the UMP. He's not going to want that for the fourth round anyway, so he might as well come and look for some kills. And he's all the way in middle. He might see a whole bunch of people coming in with 25 bullets here. He's going to get the first kill on Bialy. There are more to come on short. It's a double, looking for the triple kill. So much money, but not a third one. Taz finally putting an end to it, but still I think a good investment for Karrigan to take that run and try and see if he can make it work. Dupree spots a man in middle, which means the game is up, 20 seconds left, and even a bomb plant is going to be hard to get in this round.
Yeah, unless Taz makes something happen, and he even picks up that SMG and he just tosses it away. He knows he has that deagle, but Cajun with the scout just shuts him down. And Zipniks, they're not going to give anything up there, so they do lose Karrigan. But like you said, with that up, no reason not to get aggressive. Go farming, go hunt for those kills, and I mean, there's no need to have it in the next round. So they upgrade. They drop the AWP over to Cajun B.
Yeah, they give up on the scout, not wanting to keep it. Dupree, who had a fairly miserable time on train, already up to 6-1. So that's got to feel good. He's also somewhat of an emotional player, I would say. So they need him to, I think, to have a strong start here.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are having miserable trains against Virtus.Pro right now, so it should be relatively easy for him to just be like, all right, that just happens when you play Virtus.Pro.
No reason to even feel sad.
No, not at all.
Just accept it.
And now they have complete mid control. So you can see TSM, this maybe is an adjustment. Instead of having just those 2 players in B, look, they have 3 over there. So they've put another body in that way. And Cajun with the AWP is just playing over towards the game helper. The car is over towards long A. So he's just going to swivel between long and the bomb site and just play for a retake at A completely.
This makes me very happy, Moses. Much prefer this setup from the one that they were having earlier. Let's see if it's actually going to work or not. So far, the bomb is still on catwalk, while BP are just putting a little bit of pressure into middle, but they're not fully committing to it. They might, in fact, split B or CT spawn into A, which is a very rare sight with 2 people. Virtus.Pro, they are very creative right here. This is going to be tough. Cajun looking for a fight, and he takes down Pasha, but they're coming for him. And Taz will drop him. It's refrag from Zipniks, but the bomb is going to go down, and it's going to be an attempted retake here from the Danish side. Good flashbang in for Karrigan. He takes one, but he can't win against Bialy. Still Snacks and by and left, and they've been some of the best players for VP in this final so far. So not a bad couple of players to have left. Bialy on catwalk, ready and waiting, but Dupree just runs in. Not even any hesitation, and you brought up this term Team Ace earlier, Moses, and once again, every member of TSM get a chance to play their role here.
Yeah, that's actually really clever by Virtus.Pro. I like that strategy a lot, especially with 3 players over towards B. I mean, TSM wins that on the retake anyway, so it works out really well, that strategy. But, I mean, they're not gaining any intel. They were being very passive with 3 players over towards B, and they let those 2 players come through CT spawn, and the big advantage of that is there's that sequence of smokes and flashes you have to throw when you're on cat to protect yourself from the op to be able to jump down and get that flank up the ramp. When those smokes don't come, Cajun B had no indication that anyone was going to be coming from that ramp.
Yeah, that was very intelligent, and it almost worked out for them. Zipniks is going to win the initial fight, but Snacks, he'll get a frag in return on Karrigan. Zipniks is out of the open. He's going to get shot down. What a headshot there. And also Device going to go down. So Cajun, you were calling his name earlier. Now is his time. He picks up the first one on Neo, but there is more to come for VP. A second kill. Cajun has come alive. They're throwing grenades up here, but he's bringing it back to 2v2. He's going to miss the shot, and Bialy takes him down. Has he bought enough time? Dupree's got no chance. Snacks and Bialy, they're virtual headshot machines here, and that's going to give VP the first round.
Yeah, really good by Virtus.Pro. That long take just coming out, just exploding, and a couple players from TSM caught out in the open in the middle of that execute, so they just get dropped, and now their money is tough. They do buy up here. They have an AWP. They do have 2 M4s and 2 5.7s, but there was a crash right at the start of the round, so...
Oh, he's back already, so not a big thing. Maybe, oh, just a bit of a monitor glitch. We'll be all right. So, I mean, Snacks and Bayali, they've been playing well for, what, at least 2 games against Fnatic. And the first 2 maps here, I think, against TSM, and looking like a 3rd one as well. That's basically 5 maps in a row where these two players, I mean, across 2 days. Just try and explain to us, Moses, the level of focus you need to have to be able to do this. What are we talking about here? How much does it require?
I mean, a lot, especially at this level, especially to be that consistent over multiple days. But also, I mean, when you see players on a team being that consistent, it's also a lot of it is just the time that the team puts in as a whole. Having confidence that you know what your teammates are going to do, having confidence in your teammates' abilities to hit shots, to cover you, that they're going to be throwing the right smokes, that everyone is coordinated and knows what they're doing. Because, I mean, you don't want to have to be, when you're playing this game and you're just thinking for yourself, and if you're not confident, you have to be worrying. Like, is my teammate going to be here when I ask him to be?
I mean, no reason for anyone on VP not to have confidence, I think, in their teammates right now. They're just all playing extremely well. Neo and Snacks making their way out the middle, trying to see if they can find an entrance. And TSM are giving up a lot of mid-control here. They're really allowing some space for VP to work with. And last time, that resulted in a very near successful A push. This time, are they going to continue? Flashbang on through. Civics turns around, then a good kill there on Neo. He saw that coming. Nicely played from the Danish player.
Yeah, maybe going back to that trick a little bit too soon one more time. He rotates over, and he knows that the last time when they just ran through it up the ramp, that's a good support player. It was, you know, teammate telling him what happened, and he watches for it the next time.
Now, Taz is on catwalk, but I'm more worried about Carrigan, who's down on long with a 5-7 in hand and a bunch of Polish players right around the corner. This is great range for the 5-7, but Flashbang not going to pop him. Oh, he goes down anyway by Ali. With a good kill there. Cajun, open hand. They're going to line up, but he doesn't hit a single one. And now they know where he is. Molotov is in. Cajun has no chance, and he goes down. Civics with a great refrag, and Device also helping out. And actually, Virtus.Pro, they opened up long, but it's not enough here. TSM, they've got a great defense set up, and look at the time, 14 seconds left. They need to make this work. It's a big round for them, and they spray down one. There's Device with the refrag, and it's all on Pasha. 1v2, 5 seconds left, 6 seconds, can't do it. Ends up dropping, and Device with a triple kill. And TSM, how did they manage to stabilize that round? It looked great for VP.
Yeah, especially with Cajun B playing that spot. He misses the shot, and then just Molotovs force him out. I mean, it's that rotation from Device. It was one player on the site. Device was coming up the ramp, and that player on the site's getting pinched from 2 angles, so he's in a really, really tough spot. It was all Device eliminating that catwalk attack, letting them focus on one area of the attack. So that was very, very well done on the rotation to salvage that round. And a force buy out of Virtus.Pro. They pick up the armor, pick up the upgraded pistols, and full nades. So they're completely bought out. They're down to 0 and 100, you know, basically just $100 on Pasha.
And this B defense, again, I much prefer to the one they were having earlier. Dupree is much safer here than he would have been playing via the car, which is what they did yesterday. So it looks to me like TSM have gone back to the drawing board in the meantime, back at their hotel, and tried to look at some things. And it seems to be a little bit better this time around. Smokes in the middle. It's a double smoke, which I've not seen too many teams do. Device sneaking on in, trying to play the edge of it. They're all right behind, and they line up, and it's a double as he tries to escape. Sipnix comes in to help out, and the bomb is dropped back here. So yes, VP have the bomb site, but they've got nothing with which to blow it up.
Yeah, Zipnix is going to have to be very mobile throughout this match. Virtus.Pro is putting a lot of emphasis on mid, getting out, you know, doing these mid-B splits, doing these pushes into A from middle. So TSM knows that now, and that's kind of where you're seeing, you know, more aggressive play in the middle portion. Zipnix is rotating very, very early to bail him out.
6-1, it's looking like a strong start here for TSM. Moses, you were saying yesterday, which is a pretty grand claim, that TSM might be one of the best teams in the world on Dust2. I mean, right now, they're definitely trying to prove you right.
I'm glad, because it was a little bit rough against NIP after I said that.
It was, but then NIP are definitely, when they're turned on, they're definitely not banned at this map, not historically either. Device in the middle, trying to see if he can find a headshot on somebody. This time it's no armor at all for VP, so this should be an even easier round. So, not to completely skip past it here, but in the upcoming round, the 9th round, what could they do, VP, to really inflict some damage to the Danish side?
I'd like, if they're going to keep going out mid like this, I'd like them to just be aggressive with it. They're getting out mid and they're playing around a little bit with those AK-47s, looking towards spawn, looking towards window. And if they're going to be given that mid entrance for free, smoke off CT spawn when you get out there. You know, don't bounce it off the wall, but get out mid, smoke CT spawn, and just blow up into the B bomb site. no reason to kind of lollygag out there. Also, you saw at long, if they want to do a delayed long take, how aggressively they just swarmed out towards that pit and eliminated all the defenders. It needs to be more of that. Right now, their executions seem a little bit slower paced than usual.
And it's a point we brought up already on Overpass, that once it slows down and it turns into aim battles between TSM and VP, the TSM team, they seem to be ready for it. They've got a stack in middle here, a bit of a boost looking up onto Catwalk. And VP with a bit of a default spread so far. Flashbangs are in, and the Danes can't see a thing by Ali. Great double spray down. Now they're going to move very aggressively, and they're going to fight Dupree, who takes 2 in return, and a third one, too, with a pistol. Oh, no, VP, that was a great opening. Taz and Neo are left, and it's a 2v3, and Taz walking in on Catwalk, going to get shot down by Cajun, so now it'd be all on Neo. He can actually go and pick up the bomb. They have no idea where he is, do they? Oh.
This is a little bit of a victory that they're just going to give up this bomb and a free plant. So that's going to go down. Now they're forced onto a retake. This could get interesting with Dupree at low HP if Neo can find a spray down into 2 players. And actually, they're going to be flanking in these upper P tunnels.
If there was a player left, or 2 have left on your team in this kind of situation, I feel like Neo would be it. Cajun's moving close here, and Neo going to shut him down effortlessly. Now he's outside the bomb site, picks up the AWP. It's a 1v3 turned into a 1v2, picks up the A-kick, and flashbangs are on, and he can't do it. It's so close. But Dupree picks up a triple kill, and Carrigan to seal that round. It's going to be 8-1. It's a good effort there.
You can almost see that round working out in Neo's favor. He had that down with that op shot and switched the AK. That flashbang just ruins everything for him, though.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's the thing. You said it. I mean, Virtus.Pro, Bialy comes out mid. They get a perfect pop flash. They sprayed on 2, a 5-on-3. From there in the past, we've seen Virtus.Pro really slow things down and really manipulate the fact that they have such an advantage in player count. But that time, they speed it up, and Dupree makes a great play to even up the kill count.
Aggressive long take once again from VP, and this time TSM don't want to stand and fight. Instead, in the middle, it's Device, and playing at the edge of that smoke. He's going to drop Pasha. Another really good start. This is even more one-sided than it was on Train for VP. TSM are really locking down the CT side here.
Yeah, this is looking very good, and a lot of it comes down to those changes, you know, that you mentioned, that B defense. Now they're putting more emphasis on having a third member there. I mean, Device getting aggressive, like nice pop flash it long. He falls, but he sees 3, maybe even all 4. You can see everyone from TSM. They've abandoned the B bomb site. Nice shot from Device to open things up.
Yeah, they're going to try and put up some counter grenades here. VP see if they can get closer, but that orb is lethal at this range. Grenade going to rain down. They actually move out of the way, which is a good job on their part. It's still a 3v4. They might be able to do it, but Cajun takes 1 crossing over and a leg shot as well. Sipnix to finish off by Ali, and now Taz, the last man standing. He goes down to Dupree, and a bit of a cleanup there as Dupree was coming up from behind. 9-1.
Gotta emphasize that play at long, because even though no kill came from it, Kerrigan just drops, but he sees 3, he sees 4. Immediately the B defender evacuates the bomb site, goes onto a flanking mission just right off the bat, so he catches up very, very quickly. But the entire TSM defense rotates over, and with a bad smoke to block off cross, it's free kills for the Oppers.
Taz running in with the deagle and headshot Sipnix. What a brutal start to a round, looking for another one and almost takes Kerrigan with him. That was a close shot there. In the B bomb site, Dupree ready and waiting in the back lines, and he's got Cajun there for cover as well. Snacks hiding at the edge of the smoke. Is it just a matter of time? Dupree is clicking away a little bit more. Oh no.
Might have just traced his outline through the smoke with those shots, but not much for Snacks to do here.
Feels like it's almost at the point where someone could make like a Taz Deagle highlight reel of this tournament and come up with some fun footage.
Just from this series alone at the moment.
Yeah.
He could have some really good ones. That was a sick kill. He ran through Molly as well. Look at this triple op out of Virtus.Pro. And this is at the situation now where it's 10-1. Nothing has worked whatsoever, so they're going to keep things slow and they're going to try and pick people off.
Well, they leg Kerrigan down the middle, but I think they wanted a little bit more from that investment, and they're going to get it to Cajun. Will go down to Pasha, and Kerrigan is now very much isolated in lower dark by Ali. Kind of was trying to check for it, but not quick enough this time. Kerrigan puts up a smoke to try and make it out. Almost gets shot in the back by Snacks, but it's not going to be quite close enough. It's now 4 versus 4. And Dupree, you were talking about him flanking from the B-bomb side a couple of rounds ago, but now, look at this.
This is very scary. 3 ops still for Virtus.Pro. They haven't picked up the AK, so it's going to be very hard for them to take these sites. I mean, they have to get more picks before they can commit to anything.
They're playing very close to middle and Device, and he's hearing them walking back and forth. So if they make too much noise, he's going to have a good count on what's going on in the middle. They're going to miss that. No scope, and Device wins the fight initially, but goes down to Pasha. Now dupree's made his way all the way around, so all the advantage that he had has sort of disappeared. It's now a 3v3, and it's going to be a full retake here on the B-bomb side, unless Sipnix can somehow foil their plans and kill someone crossing. The smoke goes up. He's going to try and jump up on the box. dupree's still right behind us. Sipnix with a kill, and dupree moving close to that bomb. Not even going to get put down, and now Pasha done so much in this round, but it won't be enough. dupree, he makes the timing anyway and makes it 11-1.
Yeah, I'm glad that he actually got kills because he ran so far in that round, all the way to T-spawn, all the way back around, only for them to go back to the site that he was originally in. So he got a little bit of an exercise, but you can see when you have those 3 ops, I mean, they get a pick or two, but still, when they're entering that B site, it's so slow paced. They only have 1 player who can clear anything. It's not a great opportunity to trade as you enter into a site, so a lot of time for TSM to rotate and readjust their positioning.
Good opening. Pasha takes 1, keeps spraying, and it's going to be a second one. He even goes for the 3rd. He's just not going to stop. Snatch will go down. Bayali helps out, and Taz has fallen. Pasha, he got the last one. It was a mid-air headshot on Cajun B, and that's what they need. Pasha coming alive. dupree eats a grenade in middle, and it's a 1v3. Moses, surely there's no way they're going to give up this round.
They can't. This would just be crushing. And dupree, he's going to go towards long. His big thing right now is maybe just trying to deny that op save from Neo. Try and get some weapons out of their hands. It's very unlikely to win this round, but you want to force them to at least rebuy that AWP.
Pasha feels like a quad kill would be deserved right now. dupree's hiding right at the edge, and Pasha's going to be moving into the angle. Not quite good enough there. 16 health left, and he goes down to Neo. AWP is saved. That was a very aggressive move from Pasha.
Yeah, sometimes when everything's just not going your way, it's just Pasha saying, all right, I'm going to get out long, I'm just going to kill everything. And he didn't stop moving. He turned for some teammate flashes, and right through that smoke caught some TSM players off guard, and he was able to mow them down. But really no strategy to it, just saying, nothing's been working, so let me just go see what I can find.
Pasha checking for the double grenade, and got to be careful here. They're looking over the smoke at long, so if he walks out, could be lethal. Device though will open up, and yeah, he was stacked up looking over the smoke and takes down Pasha, who did so much in that last round. In the middle, Snacks trying to see if he can take a quick fight with Carrigan, but got to be careful because Device is also on CT spawn. Snacks gets the kill, and now that means dupree's alone in the bomb side, looking up at the window. Snacks now taking over where Pasha left off, and that's going to give them the bomb plant here. 3v4, we're in the 14th round. TSM, are they going to fight for it, or are they just going to try and save? It looks like they will save.
Yeah, well, they tried to. Neo's going to pick 1 off and keep going for it. But this is that Virtus.Pro that, you know, we've seen them on this map. They've played it very slow and tried to be a little bit more calculated. It hasn't worked. This time now, these past couple rounds, Pasha gets a kill. He just keeps going forward, keeps the aggression up. Snacks gets a kill. He keeps going forward and gets the aggression up. And that time they caught TSM, where we've seen them make the adjustment this time around to have a 3rd player sometimes in middle, much more, you know, attention to that middle portion of the map. This time there's only 1 player there, and that leaves dupree all alone in the site.
In TSM, before this, they won 7 in a row and just a 1-round loss. Good flashbang in for Cajun there, but they only lose a single round, and already they're forced to save here. So it means VP must have been close a bunch of rounds. The CT side economy is not quite good enough. Must have done some damage to TSM earlier on.
Yeah, and just, you know, forcing some more rebuys of the AWP. But yeah, I mean, already this is a very tough buy. So even just saving that AWP in the last round was really, really crucial, because you see a Mag 7 on a Device and ump on dupree. Not a great buy out of TSM, but 11-3, they have a great lead in this first half. They've been doing fantastic.
Spray down there as Taz takes down Sipnix, and a good start either way. I mean, 11-4, that's what TSM got on their first half on Train, so almost be a little bit of balance in the universe if it turns out that TSM could do something similar, but they have a chance to make it even better than that. Either way, it's a very impressive scoreline on CT side, Dust2. Not one that we see too often these days. No,
it's been, especially out of TSM, their CT side, the defense is usually the weak one, but here's an A execute. All 4 members of TSM at this bomb site.
Oh, Carrigan with a good double spray down. Taz and Neo are gone. dupree goes for the UMP, and he hits a straight headshot onto Snacks. Now it's going to be still a 2v2, and Device has got that Mag 7 up, the greatest weapon to retake with. Carrigan trying for the AWP down from Pit, and very nearly Pasha's gone, and there it is. It will be the Mag 7 retake with Carrigan and the triple kill. And a 12-3 finish here, first half on the 3rd map. It's Dust2. What do you make of it, Moses?
That's just suffocating from TSM, and that was, I mean, you saw the success TSM started. I mean, they won those, I say success, there was only 2 rounds, but picked up the pace. They were a lot more aggressive at taking their battles, and that's what got them a couple rounds. So they make that adjustment just a little bit too, or a lot too late in the half, but 12-3. I mean, this is looking like pretty, like TSM just breezing to this, much like Virtus.Pro did on Train. This is just another response from a team saying, now we're on my map. Now it's our turn to lay the beat down.
And no hesitation at all between these two teams either. They're just straight ready up for the second half here. 12-3 scoreline. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining us, it's the second half of the 3rd map. Either way, we will be having a 4th map because the map score is currently 1-1. And look at this. In spite of VP being so far behind, they get the courage to boost Catwalk and push lower Duck. And they're looking for the shots here. Snatch takes one, but he gets returned on by Cajun. And that is going to be favoring TSM early on here. In the middle, Neo looking for a headshot. Viali up on Catwalk, and we've all seen what he can do with this USP. Now would be a great time to pull out those kind of skills. Jumping down into CT spawn, he just wants to stay alive for the moment. Rest of VP are showing up, but is it going to be too late? Sipnix taking 1 and taking 2, and it's all on Taz here. He's up on Catwalk, he can't do a thing. TSM, they are just rushing VP right now. Dust2 seems like it can only go one way right about now.
Yeah, this is a great booster round from TSM, and nothing really special, just bullying their way up Catwalk and up long, but crucially, they're not committing to any of these fights against the USPs, and they're just keeping the pressure on them. So no one from the player, Pasha and A, he couldn't return to help on Catwalk because he had players shooting at him. They were aggressing on him up long. The player in Catwalk couldn't help Pasha out long because he had players pushing up on him on Catwalk. So without committing to the fight, just staying alive and keeping that attention, they get close enough for the Glocks to really, really be effective.
It's going to be hard for VP here. Taz actually ended up buying up in this round with the Deagle armor. I guess you can kind of see why he's been so good so far, looking for that 1 Deag, but Cajun's going to shut him down. So that investment might end up hurting them in a future round here. Dupree to take down Snacks, and they are pushing out long. Can they actually catch Sipnix with the bomb?
Oh, there was a couple seconds where that was a real danger. Vice turns around. Now they've spotted out 2 nice headshots from him, just slowly tapping away with the pistol. So clean round for TSM, no losses whatsoever.
It's going to be 14-3, and glad our observer, that's YNK, helping us out and just pointing out that Snacks went for that buy. What do you think about that? Is it worth it, that last round with the Deagle armor?
You mean Taz?
Oh, yeah, Taz.
Yeah, I mean, why not? We saw what he did with it in the past on 8 rounds. Go for it. I mean, you're down this much as well. You need a little bit of magic to get you back into it. So let him have his chance. It didn't work out that round, but I don't mind it whatsoever. And there's Kerrigan with a nice entry on the Snack. So TSM laying it on thick right now, not wasting any time, just getting into this B bomb site.
And it's looking all right here. 3v2 and a long spray there for Dupree in the smoke. Neo couldn't get out. I think they know where Viali is. It's Dupree with 1 more kill, and he's close to top fragging if he isn't already. 21 on Device and Dupree, and it is that old Dust2 rifling combo that is so powerful on this team. 15-13. I can't remember the last time we've seen a beatdown like this to a top 5 team.
The last time it probably happened was maybe... Oh, look at this trade. An off shot from Device through the doors, but Neo responds to the headshot with the scout. Now the jumping over the box. He's gotten a tag. A nice shot from Pasha.
He's going to win that fight. And Taz is also win here. There's 3 scouts currently on play. Good little flashbang in, but the Molotov is going to force him out of the window. 3 versus 4. VP have the men advantage. They do have a kit on Viali, so they could use a little bit of time.
Yeah, they have 3 scouts, though. I mean, this is going to be... Yeah. I mean, B on Dust2 is a site where you can easily hold it with a man disadvantage, and especially against 2 scouts now. That's going to be so tough for Virtus.Pro to get in here.
Yeah, not the best weapon to retake with, and now they've also lost that man advantage once again. Cajun actually peeking in the middle of that lane and ends up going down a little bit too much there. Sipnix with a double spray. Now he turns around. It's a 1v1. Taz trying to extend this map, but Sipnix looking to end it, and it's going to be a headshot. Quad kill as well. 16-3. What a way to end.
What an exclamation point as well on this map pick. Really well done from TSM, just from start to finish, never letting anything go.
Can't believe it. That means it's overpass in favor of TSM. Train handily taken away by Virtus.Pro, and now it's back in favor of TSM. So far, Moses, your prediction is looking quite good.
Yeah, back and forth. Now going on to Cobble. Yeah, I still have VP taking this despite that. I mean, they're going to go out and they're going to get centered. They're going to just calm themselves down. Cobble's theirs, in my opinion. This is a map that TSM notoriously haven't really enjoyed playing in the past. Now, they are a team that beat Fnatic on it when Fnatic was virtually undefeatable. I think actually at the time of Fnatic was like 11-11 in offline games on Cobble, but TSM going into that match without too much preparation on it, and they still managed to take that win out of Fnatic. But still, this is a map you have to believe is going to go towards VP's favor.
And I mean, you'd think they'd come out of a match like that against Fnatic thinking, you know, good on us, but, you know, I remember Torgen afterwards and they just said, well, I'm not even sure how we did that. So, you know, I'm not sure it's easy to just replicate that kind of victory. I think VP've got a good shot as well. But now let's hear what the analyst deskcasters say. Alex, take it away.
Thanks very much, Anders. And our job usually is to talk in depth about what transpired and, you know, the ups and downs. Felt like it was all up just for one team there. Very much kind of the opposite of what you were expecting sometimes on Dust2.
Yeah, you don't expect the CT side to be that dominant and the T side having that little. Yeah, so that was pretty much the end of it. I think it's safe to say that if that's what VP calls working hard on the map, that's worrying.
I mean, I said before, it's like I'm interested to see what they're going to bring on the T side because previously it's not really been a lot, and it still doesn't seem to be a lot. So
I mean, surely when you see a scoreline like that, it poses the question: would you not rather have played Inferno?
Yeah, no, that's why we were so surprised, and even TSM were so surprised by the fact that Dust2 was not vetoed. It's been VP's least favorite map for so long, and TSM played really well. So why are you doing this to yourself? It's like
maybe. I mean, it must be very serious when they say we put a lot of work in. Maybe that work just hasn't worked out. We know that it can happen. Teams put a whole lot of work in. They mix everything up and still, you know, hit a bit of a brick wall. Maybe VP went in with the belief that that was a map that was really good for them.
Yeah, could very well be. But I don't see what kind of. I guess it must be based purely off of practice results. That has to be, because every official result, you know, obviously they're not going to have that many on Dust2, seeing how it's their veto map. But even when they played TSM previously, they played Inferno, and that was even TSM's map pick. And VP still took it away from them.
Well, every set play they tried kind of failed. The only rounds they picked up was just down to an individual random bit of skill, like Pasha just plowing through the smoke. You know, that's really where the rounds were coming from. Every time they tried something set, something slow, TSM read them like a book. It seemed very easy for them, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think also there was a case of VPs just, as individuals, didn't play as well as they did on train. You could definitely see it. I think one of the, very early on, and I can't remember if it was, maybe the second buy round, I think it was, when VP, you know, went out mid. You had Snacks, Bialy, and Pasha all basically taking a duel with Dupree, and Dupree somehow comes out alive from that and ends up with a triple kill. It ends up being a 2v1 situation for Neo because he manages to plant the bomb and you know, work some magic. But you know, normally, you know, in any sort of scenario, the sole guy is not going to beat 3 people, especially with the way Snacks and Bialy and Pasha have been playing. So I think, everything was just off for VP in that game, but luckily they're going into a really good map.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point I was going to raise, is Moses did just say, literally just said that he thinks this is going to be going to a 4-5 maps now. He thinks this is probably going to be in the bag for VP, suggesting TSM didn't look as fresh on Cobble as of late. You kind of in the same boat as him then?
Well, Cobble's a tricky one. Like it's one of those maps. If you get started well, especially on the T side, and you get a couple of those rounds rolling in there, suddenly you can look very strong.
Yeah.
Both of these teams actually have had shaky Cobbles in the past. You know, obviously, if you were to compare them with Fnatic, they're not even on that same level. Both of them have had tricky Cobbles. I think that's probably why we're seeing it as like the 4th, 5th map, because both of them are like, we'll leave it in there, but we're not 100% confident on it. We talked about how the AWPs could be a big part of it before on train, and they were. Neo seemed to be hitting his shots. We actually saw Karrigan rocking the AWP more than Device, and actually he was hitting his shots. So this is still a very wide open game, I think.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's still a very open game, but I think the decider is still going to be Mirage. I think we're, you know.
You think we're going to go 5 now? You don't think TSM will wrap it up here?
Yeah, I said it from the start. I think this is going to be a 5 mapper. I don't see it any other way. I think VP are going to pick up Cobble. TSM, obviously, they have shown the potential to do completely crazy performances on Cobble. They did it versus Fnatic when Fnatic was able to be unbeatable on that map. But No, this is just VP's map. I feel like they're gonna want to bounce back as well. They're gonna want to show a better side of themselves than what they did on Dust2.
The thing is, it's even if we do get to Mirage, it's not a sealed deal because TSM are very good on Mirage as well.
I think that's the case of 2 very good maps duking it out, which is why I even want it to be a 5-mapper, because it's going to be the perfect way of ending it.
I looked across social media and everyone's pretty much the same, like, okay, that's the start out the way. Now we're on to the real maps. Now we're on to the maps that really will count. These are the ones that we perceive to be close, and it will be. Like, nobody is really a clear favorite now, certainly on Cobblestone.
I am feeling kind of quite glee, a lot of glee flowing through me right now when I'm realizing that we could have a 4-5 map grand final here for the Invitational. I think, though, we need to take a quick break to catch our breath before we go into this one. The players are going to be finding their seats very shortly. A reminder about the theScore eSports application as well on your smartphone. If you want to get all the stats and the lowdown on what's going on both in the past in this event, but also what's going on right now in this grand final, do be sure to check that one out. We are going to find answers, though. Will we see 5 maps? The Des thinks we will, and you guys will find out as we dive into Cobble after this.